Yay! Hi, friends. Just gonna let this load for a second, for a minute. A couple of people joining. Welcome. Hi, friends. Happy Monday. What a fun time to take on this new adventure. I think of this as an adventure. So as much as I would like to complain about how the inconvenience of the change in format, or like this again shift of some place in this way that I've been getting very comfortable, and just logging on in the last minute and feeling just kind of on the fly with that live thing we once were doing, and into the new way this is becoming. So I'm recording. If there's something more that you want, if you need to rewatch this, right, just DM me, and I'll send it out to you. I'll also be posting this on YouTube. So happy new moon, everyone. This is Monday the 20th of July. And the new moon is one that I like to note, as much as I like to note many phases of the moon, but specifically on the two ends of sort of its most revealed and its most concealed. On the concealed side, which is actually also called the new moon, so it's the refreshing place, right? And in any place, if you've noticed yourself in times of being refreshed, it feels like you've let something go, or you've completed something. So this is actually described most readily, and this is through my own interpretation. I've been sort of tapping into a couple sources. This is the end of a cycle, right? So you take that in personally, and the actual first question to this change or this transformation is, why do I feel this way, right? Right, if you're to close your eyes right here and then feel something, and maybe if you're tuned in, tapped into your cycles, right, as you've been marching through, right, moving through and taking the steps as you've been developing, that there are feelings that have kind of needed challenges, and some of them being greater or less than. And hardly ever to the point until we get to, I guess you would say, the equals. And the equals are the balances, which helps sort of level the playing ground. And you might call that sort of ending a cycle, right? So the great release or letting go of something that has been burdening you, or that's just been sort of, it's gone through every possible turn that it could. And so the revelation out of that, one that I own myself personally have come to in sort of the 7 steps that lead towards kind of what's the resolve? The resolve comes into and within mastery, right? So maybe this is a spiritual awakening for you, a divine upheaval, which sort of draws you or provokes you into acting from more of a confident space, right? So I always think of these cycles being shown in just one simple production of a practice of yoga, be it a half an hour, 45 minutes, 1 hour or more. And we'll see how that resolves and brings us to the mastery of our Shavasana, right? Let your hands come together at your heart. Take a gentle bow to yourself and to whatever any of this clearing may hold for you. Whatever light, whatever expansion, whatever sort of divine discoveries. Right? Release your hands and open your eyes. Yay. Okay, here we are. We're going to come to our mats, but seated. I use my Clary Sage. I'm all up on that. I'm trying not to get all sort of trapped in my music because, as you may also be doing, you might be playing your own, which might be better than me trying to play it for you while we do these calls, because I know that the audio on Zoom is not the most bueno, right? So I'm sitting, and think about maybe if you were in class yesterday, we kind of did this. So right here, we're first going to come to a place where you hold your shins. And I don't tend to really like this. And for my friends that are a little bit sort of bonier in your bottom or your sacral area, put a pad there, right? Fold your mat over maybe 3 times. I would maybe even suggest like a towel, because that could be really good for you. And I don't tend to also like roll into my back, but this is going to be a little bit more slowly a version of this. So when you hold your shins, your feet come off the floor, right? You're right behind your sit bones, right? And you really have to draw in. And we're all personally padded differently, right? So you have to find that place where maybe you do lean back a little bit more, so you're not so sort of putting pressure on a place that is not necessarily loving this, right? And so what we're doing here by just kind of playing with this in this talk space is drawing tone into the lower abdomen, which is sort of below the belly button, right? Towards your pubic bone. You might even be getting some tone in your inner thighs. So again, hands to the shins. We're going to slowly C-curve to roll onto your back, so it's kind of like you're placing, right? And you're going to take the legs up and over your head, right? So your toes go over your head. You can touch your toes with your fingers, and you're going to use just as much intention, just kind of feeling yourself kind of wrapping in to bring yourself back, back, back. Sit bones come back down, and you come up. This is a straighten through legs. Let your fingertips touch. Right, and then we're going to touch, this is the 10 times tapping, right? So tap once, through the heels. Tap twice, up. 3, down, up. 4, tap. 5, tap. Try when they come up to get the legs a little bit closer towards your chest, right? 6, tap. 7, tap, right? You can use your hands also to press the floor away. 8, 9, and 10, right? This one goes into the bent knees, right? You're holding, and you're slowly just kind of allowing yourself to comfortably roll to your back, take the legs up, arms up, over your head. So you're using those little abdominal areas, that lower abdomen tuck, to really kind of reach your toes and your hands over the head, so it kind of looks like a plow pose, is a plow pose, looks like it's developing to shoulder stand, but it's not yet, right? Roll back, one at a time, right? Come back forward with your arms and bring it up. There you are. We're gonna go out wide, tap, pick them back up together. Tap center together and up, close, wide, tap down, together up, tap, center, right? 2 more, wide, and then up, center, and then up. 1 more, tap wide, woo, center, and down, right? That's what's 1 cycle, right? Do that, and bend your knees again. Last time to roll back to your back. Last time for this one, legs over the head and back through the hands, right? So really feeling that you can encourage your adjustments, your padding, right? Your defense against the sort of the depths and the firmness of the floor, like pressing down into it to feel that more lifted up, right? You can pull the belly in, the legs, the thighs, make it a little lighter, right? Wrap it back in, coming back, arms, we go up. Now you're gonna cross your shins. So the right shin is in front of the left, and you're gonna come up to your butt, to off your butt, so your hands are off the floor. Stay in your hands, jog your hands forward now, and then you're gonna lean forward into the hands and untuck the shins. So we now end up on all fours. And pushing the floor same way. Up, pop back to plank. Exhale for chaturanga. Inhale to plank. And then exhale back to down dog. This down dog, right, we're just gonna take a little moment and just gonna sweep through the heart, similar to what we do in the up dogs. But you're gonna sweep through the heart through down dog. So the right elbow goes down, look underneath your left arm. Inhale, pick up that right elbow. Exhale, look under your left arm. So your left elbow might even tap the floor. Inhale, back up, you're in down dog. Exhale, right elbow down. Inhale, right elbow up. Exhale, left elbow down. 1 more on each side. Inhale, left elbow up. Exhale, look under left arm, right elbows down. Inhale, right elbow up. Exhale, left elbows down. Right, inhale, both elbows up, come to plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga. Right, inhale to plank. Exhale to down dog. Look forward to your hands now. Hop your feet to the outsides of your hands. You're gonna come up to a little straddle chair. Okay, so in your straddle chair, you're gonna actually step over left foot to meet the right. Right foot comes off the floor and press it out to warrior 3. So I just changed my angle so that you can see what that looks like. Right, tuck that back to chair pose. Widen, pick up the left foot, step wide, you're in your straddle chair. Right foot comes up, you step it to meet the left. Right, pushing to the right leg, left leg goes back, you're in warrior 3. Looks good. Tap it to chair, step it wide to straddle, and then touch the hands down to straighten. And making sure that we're not doing this aggressively, but we're going into the big stuff, the big questions for why do I feel this way so often, and what is this leading towards in this transformation, right? When I transition, because it is happening, right? What's it for? What's it look like in the end? And it's mastery, right? So that's a final product, so look forward to that. Inhale to a flat back. Your exhale, knees bend, hands plant. Right here, you're gonna jump your knees to the floor, shins to the mat. Then very gently, you're gonna hop up again, cross. You're to the feet, you cross your ankles. You're gonna lower until you get to your butt. And then you pick up, and you're in high boat. Yeah. Right, so you're gonna go wide, tap down, lift the chest, then reach out over the toes. Right? Press out over the toes, try to resist grabbing them so that your weight of your chest kind of open up the hamstrings just kind of by proxy, right? Inhale, come up, and then bring the legs together, right? You're gonna tap them down and pick them up really close. Bend your knees, roll back into plow. Okay? You come back. 1 vertebrae at a time with control, and you're back up to your high boat. You're gonna cross your shins, lean forward, plant the hands, right? Press into your hands, hop the shins to the mat. This one's gonna hop or Lolasana, right? So lift to come to Chaturanga, okay? This one goes to up dog, and then bow back to Chaturanga. Inhale the plank, and exhale back to down dog. So again, going to our sweep, right? Keeping it simple, right elbow down, look under the left arm. Right here, keep the elbow down so you can really sort of secure yourself to the mat with that forearm. Now lift your left leg and open the hip. Okay, now this is gonna kind of diagonal the body, so as you take your next inhale, lift your right elbow and then tuck the left leg underneath and over to the right. Okay, fallen warrior, right arm lifts. Right hand goes to the floor. Keep the legs this way for a moment. You're gonna chaturanga the arms, and then you're gonna straighten the arms and pull the left knee in. Press this back, three-legged dog, and step your left foot to the outside of your left hand. Take right foot to the outside of the right hand. No big deal. Left foot back, step it back, back to the mat. And then right leg back, three-legged dog, and as you do, left elbow goes to the floor. So that just switches you sides. Right, hips open. Feeling what that's like, maybe bending the knee. That's always nice. You can kind of feel if you were to just let the knee drop, that's more of a square hip with an opening in that sort of the primary glute, right? If you're to drop the foot and open the knee, that's a little bit more sort of deeper into the pelvic muscles and a little more sink into that left elbow, if you can feel that, right? On the exhale, left elbow lifts, right leg tucks under, and then left arm lifts, fallen warrior, right? Lifting and reaching, kind of exploring how this feels on you today, right? How you feel dressed up in this shape. Right, on this exhale, left hand goes down, right? And in that, you'll lift that left heel so you can chaturanga. Straighten the arms to tuck the knee, and then press back to open the hip. This one's returning. Right foot outside right hand. Left foot outside left hand. There you go. Drop the hips. Lift the heart here in your straddle chair. Again, step over to the right foot. So you get your feet together, you're in a narrow chair, and then you'll press that right leg lifts, you're in warrior three. This is gonna open to your right, left hand down to the floor, half moon pose. Right, so you kind of get yourself in form, feeling that shape, maybe lifting a little bit from that sort of lateral side, that right glute, hip, side, thigh, and then tuck this into chair, right? So it kind of lowers down to land. Left foot comes to meet the right. Right foot comes to meet the left. Right, push into the right foot. You get a half, or you get a warrior three first. Awesome. And then you turn that into half moon pose. Right hand down, left arm up. Right, we're gonna have to make a pose for new moon, right? We have a full moon, we have a half moon. We need a new moon shape, right? Feeling the space, lifting a little higher maybe than you've lifted before on that left inner thigh. Right, a little bit more lean into the right toes, and then pushing in the right foot to bring that to your narrow chair. Right foot comes to meet the left, and then hands come down to touch the floor. Straighten the legs. So take that in, let it sort of process, let it cycle, let it be felt in your person where you are. Inhale to a flat back. Your exhale, knees bend, hands plant. We're gonna hop again. Knees to the floor, shins. This one, come up, lift your heart, right? We're gonna come up, hands to the heart. We're gonna take a little bit more of that Ustrasana here. So lean into the toes, back to the top of the head, right? Feeling that space nice and open. Inhale, come up. That's a big sort of action in the thighs and the hips, right? Very gently from here. Press into the hands. It doesn't matter which leg you have crossed on the other. I think it's just like whatever's intuitive for you. So when you hop up, cross, tuck through, just sit. So if you didn't know, now you will. This is a little bit of that sort of tuck training. It gets us sort of more into the sort of what space kind of keeps us tight in our core, but uses that tightness not to sort of bind us into our center so we're lost, but more to sort of give us the strength from center so we can expand. So that will give us more room for August when we go headstands, right? All right, so we go low boat first. And when you come up, legs together, come high up towards you, then go wide, the heels land, toes up, reach over, out through the toes, past them. So maybe a little bit for you and for me too, right? You can feel that this is starting to kind of give you some space. So you can sort of notice yourself kind of stepping away or out of something that kind of blocks you. And that little adjustment I gave myself too, if you reach back and kind of pull your butt cheek sort of back a little bit farther, it's gonna rotate your inner thigh a little bit more sort of inwards, tilting your pelvis, clearing the low back so this reach gets farther out and maybe a little closer down to the floor with the heart. Okay, you come up, legs come together, right? Bend the knees so you can go back into your plow pose again. So the plow pose is a little bit more of a gift, right? Than sort of anything else. Just kind of making sure that any of those parts of your back that get all sort of squirrely and twirly from work, from sitting, from patterns, right? So we get sort of respect and realignment, right? So clearing that cycle, right? Coming back down through the hips, up through the legs, high boats, right? Cross the shins, lean forward onto the hands. And then right here, you're gonna hop, come back to the shins, then hop back up again, come up to crow. You got a little breath here, right? And then you're gonna take that to chaturanga, right? Up dog, back to chaturanga. And when you come up to plank, lift the right leg. Right knee tucks under and in towards your face. And then as the right leg goes back to three-legged dog, left elbow comes to the floor. Okay, left elbow comes back up, right knee tucks under, goes under to the left, fallen warrior again. Super, left hand to the floor, keep the legs, chaturanga the arms. Okay, now when you straighten the arms and the right knee tucks under, take it all the way up, right upper arm, Kundalini, elbows bend, and then step it back. Down dog. Very good. We're gonna do a vinyasa here. Inhale to plank. Exhale halfway down. Inhale back up to a downward dog. Right? Feeling good? Back to chaturanga. When you come up here, left leg lifts, three-legged plank. Tuck the knee. Right? Go back, up and open. Right elbow down. Right? So that's feeling pretty keen, kind. Right? As you lift your elbow, tuck the leg, left leg underneath to the right, and fallen warrior. Right arm is stretched, right? Long, extended legs. Keep the legs. Right hand comes to the floor. Chaturanga the arms. Straighten the arms. Left knee sweeps over. Left upper arm. Bend the elbows again. Okay? Back. You press. You land into an easy down dog. Okay, not so hard, right? Inhale to plank. Exhale to chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. And then exhale back to down dog, right? Last time finishing, look forward to your hands. Hop your feet wide, outside of hands. Nice easy drop. This one, come up all the way up to stand. Arms reach up. And then we'll sit deep into your chair. Right, so you're in a straddle chair. And this is gonna be a little different. So right here, we're gonna open the arms wide. You're gonna take your right hand to the inside of the right foot, left arm up. And then both elbows bend and find your bind. This is gonna be tricky. Now you're gonna lean over into your right foot, bring your left foot to meet it. So now you're in this kind of weird bound chair pose. Press into the left foot, wait for it, right? Right heel lifts, come up halfway, then cross over the top of that left leg with your bind, with your right leg, and you have a bound version of a Garudasana chair. Left shoulder's rising, left foot down. Fun part of this, when you come up, we open it, yay, and we place it into warrior three. That way, we just take that to a chair pose to finish it, and left foot steps over to the left. Problem solved, right? So that's how we get to the next side, right? So arms open first, right? Nice strong legs. Left hand inside left foot, right arm up. So take a moment if you need it, right? That was kind of a doozy, so I kind of threw a big whammy in that. But for a half-hour class, I think we can still kind of articulate our mobility to find our binds, especially from a squat. And then we can cross it over a little bit just to be playful, right? Right foot steps to meet the left. So already this is a pretty jammin' pose, pretty rad, right? Feel your right foot kind of take over. So you kind of takes on the mastery of the event, the balance, right? Lift the left heel so the toes still touch so that you can kind of center where you're going, your pathway. And when you push in that right foot, left leg lifts only halfway so that you can lean over to your right, cross to hook that left foot once, that left leg once or twice on the right leg, and stay inflated. Even though the legs in the sort of bind are distracting, stay open in the right side of the heart, right? So it's a wild, cute little shape. My hair looks crazy, right? Unravel that as you come up. Widen that left hip to place that to warrior three. So what a pleasure to arrive here, right? All right, chair pose, narrow. Right foot wide, square. And then hands come down, fold. So you can straighten the legs. Pretty nice. Let's wrap this up, getting it back to the floor, back to the center. Inhale halfway up. Your exhale, knees bend, hands plant. Right, we're pushing into the floor. And the idea here, before you do it, if you've already done it, back up, come back here. The idea is that we're going to hop, tuck our legs underneath us, knees together, cross the ankles, and send the legs forward and through so you gently come to your seat so we can go back into plow. Oh my God, too many words, right? So be careful of your butt bones, okay? Hands are planting, hips are back, right? Arms are strong, center of gravity shifting into the arms so that you can use your upper arm strength, right? Pushing the floor, little hop across, a tuck through, there you are, and then a back to plow. Right here in plow, take your legs wide, press your shoulders down. Okay, that's nice and weird. Keep your throat open, so try not to let this close your neck into your chest, right? Slide those legs together, nice and close. Feet touch, and then nice and slow, return back up to your plow. Right? You're up in your high boat. Legs go wide, heels go down, and heart goes forward. Over and out, right? Not quite done. Feeling that, right? Maybe a little bit more expressive, awesome, hamstrings warm, right? Across the collarbones, out through the toes. Oi, oi, oi. Inhale, come back up, right? Tip back behind your sit bones so your legs can come together. Right here, time, right? This is gonna go to a full wheel, right? So what we're gonna do here is first bend the knees, bring the heart in, right? Press the elbows down, lift the hips up so you get bridge pose first, and feel free if at this point, this is your jam, right? This is where you feel like being. You can kind of notice your glutes and celebrate that, right? If you want to take your arms up, plug those arms down so the neck is clear. Elbows land, plant the hands wide, right? And then take your ride up, right? So being very, very mindful of what clears you to kind of move into the next cycle, right? So if one cycle is ending, a new one is beginning, right? Which makes sense, right? So we can kind of look back for a moment, right? You can bend the elbows, look towards the floor to the thumbs, open up again, lengthen the legs, right? Make sure you can you're not rigid or stuck in any place. And if you are, right, loosen that up so you can adjust. Whew. Bring it back down, land to the shoulders. OMG, Arms open wide. That wasn't bad, right? Soles of the feet together, knees wide. And right here in that we sort of respect coming into this space, right? So Shavasana really is sort of coming to that divine point, right? They call it corpse pose because sort of the idea, right? When we finish this life, the effort that we put into living is so that when we end this all, that we truly completed our work, right? We've tapped in, we've enjoyed, we've perhaps suffered a little bit, but in that suffering came greatness. So, right, just seeing that it was essential and necessary, right? Hopefully. Okay, knees come together. Let the legs go long and your arms over your head. Right, pretty sweet deal for half hour. Roll over to your right side so you can press yourself up to your seat. Right, and you come to a nice tall seated position. Yogi, and close your eyes for a moment. Nice sweet breath in and a sweet breath out, right? So the divinity really being able to fill up and enjoy and then to just let go, to be done. Right, let your hands come together, your heart, to what comes next, to all the great things, you, us. Namaste. Yay, namaste. Whew. All right, awesome. Thanks for coming, everyone. Stay cute. Talk soon. See you Wednesday at 4. It will be just like this, not power. The adjustment, and I will be also posting this on YouTube. So happy holidays. Okay.